You are 70 years old, and I would like you to live for 70 more years on this planet.
But when it's someone you know, it shouldn't be as hard that you can't give them a few minutes every once in a while. You're over near them anyway.
And it made me scared from inside. That much scared that I could not ride a bike until I was
Hmm.
26, 28, I think. I was so much scared of the roads because of that little incident.
You have to care, okay? Then she left. All right. And when she left, I didn't think much about it at first. And I went back to bed watching TV, the same old. And then I got up to get something to eat, and I was in the kitchen. I remember this. I was in the kitchen. I was taking a drink, and I thought, oh my God, someone finally gives up Blake.
Eureka moment. Right? This is it.
Um,
This is what I need to do. Yeah. Right.
yeah, it was just like, wow, she stopped just for me. Her time. We didn't do anything but sit here, watch TV. She wasn't yakking, telling about all the good things in her life.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit, but not much. She was just there. It was her time.
Yeah.
It was the
Right.
time she gave me. Everybody's always saying, but I don't know what to say. What does she say when she opens the door? Hey, what's up?
That's it. That's it.
What's
This
up?
is it. That's enough. That's enough for one to get started. You would just
And
get
then you just
everything
say,
over. Yeah.
come on in. Oh, and she didn't come in and say,
Yeah.
oh, was it such a mess or anything? She just moved a few things. She said, let's talk here. And she said, let's watch the show. A few minutes, she just got and got it. Come back, put it down. We just kept watching. I said a few things that, I just wasn't feeling very good and don't want to be bad company. She says, you're not bad company. At least it's quiet. She made a joke out of it. You know,
Yeah.
uh, at least it's quiet here. And I said, yeah, but sometimes too quiet type thing. And we chuckled, and then we just watched TV and she just looked because you don't want to stay too long. Okay. Don't stay too long. Never more than an hour. Never.
Yeah.
30
Never.
minutes, 40 minutes,
But
20
that's
minutes.
but that's the real dilemma of these times right now. You see, there is something which I recently coined this term called TikTokifications. We do not have that much time. We spend too much time in watching 30-second shorts. It takes too long. We spend literally hours doing all that stuff. We literally do not have time to discuss with each other. Everybody's on his own or him or herself. Uh, if there is a person, you see two siblings living in the same house, they will kill their time living within their living room and scrolling on the smartphone, but they would not never ever come to each other, sit along with each other and discuss problems. This is something which is missing. I think technology is the biggest, one of the biggest culprit. It has got so many advantages, but there are cons, there are setbacks of this as well. So how do you feel one can manage this? How we can get the time for each other in this very fast paced time that we are going through?
You have to care. You just have to care about someone more than yourself. That's
Yeah.
really what it is. You have to make the time. And if it's a good friend or family, what is,
Mm.
seriously, what is 30, 20, 30 minutes that you don't have to do anything. You're just there for them. And people don't understand when you do that for someone, it actually does something for you.
Yeah.
It's called being human. It's called being caring, compassion. It's the times that I walked up to women that are crying, sitting in a real quiet spot, and just said, are you okay? Do you need help? That's it. And they either, if they wouldn't really talk, I said, do you want me just to sit with you? Sometimes that's all they wanted. It is being alone when some moments it's worse. But when it's someone you know, it shouldn't be as hard that you can't give them a few minutes every once in a while. You're over near them anyway. Why can't you just stop by for 15, 20 minutes and you just say, I really was just in the area and I hadn't seen you in a while. So I come by to see if you were still here, like that. A joke, just a light joke. Don't say, how are you feeling? Are you doing better? What can I do for you? You know, that's not what we want. We just want
Yeah.
normal interaction,
Normal
but
discussion. Yeah.
not really talk all the time. No,
Uh,
sometimes we don't
it
talk.
It should not be like a doctor-patient discussion.
Right.
That would make one feel like as if I am going through something different. Yeah, and let's just make the other person very normal. Okay. So, Ms. Dawson, what are your expectations from your book? How you feel this is going to change lives of the readers? What are your expectations? Have you got any feedbacks on this so far?
Yes, I have, and it's been positive, and it's been that I felt myself in some parts of your book. That was the goal. That's why it's called
Yeah.
glimpses. And you may
Right.
can't relate to this, but you relate over to here, or something else, or maybe two things, or maybe you don't relate, but someone you know is hurting. They need to read this. You know, it would help them to know
Right.
the main thing. It'll help them to know they are not alone and they have not been forgotten. And that
Right.
sounds like old. Everybody says it, but it's really the truth. And my message is don't get up, don't give up, go and get help. Don't stop. Don't let anyone or any toxic thing against you get out of that because it's your life.
Right.
And
Right.
you only way you can get help, you got to start. Then you can get it starts, going along. But you got to take the first steps to call or go in and ask for help. And don't be embarrassed about it because it can happen to anyone. There are no boundaries. That's what I learned.
Right. Right.
It's
Right.
sad.
Right, that's great. And I'm personally feeling so much release, and I feel that must be a good counselor. You must be very good at your craft. I could feel that. I could feel. I don't know how
I've
this
helped a lot of
time
people.
is. It's been almost an hour that we are discussing, and I really want this discussion to go on and on. But I would need some final nugget of awesomeness from your side. What would be your final advice to all those parents, all those kids, everybody who's listening you, whatever that the mic is yours. The final advice to everybody out there. What would be your advice?
When someone comes to you and says they're hurting, listen, believe
Listen.
them, believe them. Don't just shrug them off. Yes, go outside and play. Don't do that. Ask, well, what is it? Tell mommy. Tell, I'm your friend. Tell me. Um,
Yeah.
and then listen and then try to encourage them to talk to someone else to get help or take your child to the doctor, the right kind of doctor. Um, doesn't have to be the psychiatrist and all of that first, like a group therapy or a group. There's places to start according to how the situation is. But
Hmm.
if you have children, especially teenagers, okay, because their life is, it's all, they're blossoming into people. They're not there yet. So you're going to have to watch that and make sure they stay with the right people, make sure that they're learning the right things, but they also have to have a little bit of freedom. You can't put a, what do you call a rope around their neck and expect them to just stay home and stay out of everything and you will be okay. You don't even have to do that. Your home, you can happen. It doesn't matter where you live. But if you give a little bit for your child to have open expression, that you don't get all upset because they're saying something you don't like, but they opened up to you. Don't cut them off. If they open up to you, you got a chance to really, it might be you're saving your own child and don't know it, or you're saving a friend and don't know it because of your true, sincere caring, compassion. It's just listen. We don't talk to people anymore. It's all communication. It's all internet, and we don't even write letters anymore. We used to when I was
Yeah.
a parent. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have
Once again,
uh,
technology is the culprit. Huh? That we have
not
lost
always.
all
It's
that
good
charm of
and it's
right.
bad.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
good things about it, but if you get it way out of control, then it becomes negative. If that's the only thing you
Hmm.
do is living on your app or something like that all the time, that's not good for children. They actually
Right.
need to think and be creative, go outside, play,
Right.
if
Right.
basketball, whatever, something, and leave the phone at home. go on vacation, they spend their time what, on the phone? Or are they doing stuff with the family? See, when I was raising my children, we used to have these weekends. This is something to think about. We would have a weekend about every 2 or 3 months. And on
Hmm.
Friday night, we would go out and we would get popcorn and drinks and all that, come home, get everything we're going to need for the weekend. And everybody home, the door's locked. No one comes in, no company,
No
no
one
one
goes
goes out.
out. No one goes
Nope.
out.
And
That's
here's
the
everybody says
me
the
time
best
of
stuff,
family. Yeah. Our time.
family
That's our time.
games, watching shows together, talking, cooking
Great.
together, uh,
Wow.
and phones. Oh, someone call, you could be on the phone for 1 or 2 minutes tops. You just get to the
Maximum.
point, blah blah blah. And you're off the phone. We're having our weekend. Bye. What's wrong? Really, we're having our weekend. Mom's gonna be in here, clicking it. So what do you need, real quick? and and the thing of it was, at first it wasn't so, but actually we got looking forward to it because it was just us. It was games. It was dad and mom and kids, and they were at that age. They're too old. They're too young. What am I going to do? I can't do that. I'm too old or too young. So we gave them the family time where you cut everything else out.
Right.
And we didn't have
Right.
cell phones yet, but we had a phone, and even that was cut out for 1 minute. I'll tell
Right.
you what, the only rule in the house on the weekend for the children, don't care when you do it, but your homework has to be done Sunday night. You do it whatever, but it has to be done before you go to bed on Sunday night. And you didn't have to take baths, you didn't have to clean, you didn't do it, but you had to Sunday night. Everybody did. Okay. For 2 days, you could be a slob if you wanted to be. You could be really like reading, or you could be playing games, or watching shows, or just talking. Uh, Sometimes we'd watch shows together and we all would catch these little like mistakes. Uh, what family does that nowadays? No one. You can't even keep a family together for probably even one evening, just an evening, like
Hmm.
from say at six
True that.
o'clock, be
True
home.
that.
This is our night.
True that. True that.
That's the
Great.
family time. That what happens? You know your child. You get to know your child.
Get to know your child. That's great.
Hmm.
Ms. Kelleen, that was really one of the productive discussions that I've ever had, one of the best interviews that I've ever had. And I'm pretty sure that I'm going to have a very good day today because of this discussion. Thank you so much for your time. You're really sweet. You are 70 years old, and I would like you to live for 70 more years on this planet and keep on spreading this positivity with that brightening smile. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.